This old woman likes to do everything the other way around. Her husband told her to bring her lunch to the fields early. She'd be late. He'd tell her to bring a good meal. He told her to bring good food, but she brought bad food. The unlucky husband suffered a lot. To make his life better, he told the old woman, "Don't send chicken stew and rolls, because they're not fit to eat in the field." As expected, the old woman was at it again. At noon she brought stewed chicken and rolls. The husband got a taste for it. The next day he dug a hole in the field. When the old lady brought her lunch, the cunning old man said to her, "Don't get too close to the pit, or you'll fall in." The old woman was not pleased. She said she had to get closer to the pit. The old man told her not to fall into the pit, but she jumped in by herself. The old man was overjoyed. He was so excited that he jumped. He left his wife and went home. The old woman tried everything, but she couldn't climb out of the pit. After a while, she said, "If only there was something to get me out of here, even if it's the devil." But at that moment, a small devil appeared beside her. The devil said he was here to save her. The old woman sat on its back. The devil flew her out of the pit, but then the old woman's problem returned. The devil told her to come down, but she wouldn't. The devil was furious. He ran from mountain to mountain, and from morning to night, but the old woman still refused. The devil was in despair. Suddenly there came a horseman not far away. She asked for his help. If he could get the old woman down, he made the horseman king. The cavalryman waved his sword and threatened the old woman. If she didn't come down, she'd be cut in half. But the old woman refused to comply. Seeing that the old woman was so stubborn, the cavalryman thought of a good idea. He said, "If you don't want to come down, you can sit on the devil for the rest of your life." The next moment, the old woman really jumped down. The devil quickly disappeared in a flash of light. In order to fulfill his promise, the devil sent the cavalry to meet the king's daughter. The princess was suffering from a rare disease. As soon as the cavalryman went and shouted, "Come out, devil," then the princess would be cured, and he would rightfully become king. But the devil said, "Don't do the same thing again." The cavalryman agreed. The next day he entered the city. People were talking. The princess was possessed by the devil. The king had made a promise. Whoever could cure the princess of her strange disease, he would marry her. The cavalryman was thrilled. He ran to the palace and shouted, "He can cure the princess." Then he shouted at the princess, "I'm coming." The devil was gone in a flash, and the princess was cured. Soon after, the cavalryman married the princess and became king. But then news came from a neighboring country that their princess was also possessed by a demon. They came to ask for the king's help. The king didn't want to go. He had a deal with the devil. He couldn't do the same thing again. But the neighboring countries offered too much. He couldn't help but agree. Looking at the princess who kept fluttering, he said to the devil, "I'm coming." The devil came out of nowhere. He was about to get on the king's body, but the king didn't panic. He said to the devil with all his might, "Here comes the old lady." The devil was scared out of his wits. This old lady, the devil was afraid of her too.